Hello everyone, my name is Holly and today we will be going over a topic called the exam. And we will practice different vocabulary and different phrases that we can use to practice using should and would. All right, hello Anna, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you, Holly?
Very good, thank you. I don't normally
Okay.
teach this early, so I'm really curious as to who's going to be here. So, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Giancarlo, Giancarlo, how are you today?
Fine, Holly. Good morning, good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, afternoon, or evening for those people in Europe. So,
Yes,
yeah,
you're right.
doing very well. Actually, the last time I taught on Verbling, I saw you. So,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, excellent. Hi, Natasha. Natasha, how are you doing?
Hello, Holly. Hello, guys. It's good to see you. I am fine, thank you. I have had a rest today, and
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Maybe I have had a regular day because I was with my little daughter doing
Uh-huh.
housework and so on. Thanks. What
Uh-huh.
about
All
you?
right. All right. Excellent. And remind me, you are from, are you from Russia?
No, no, no. I'm
Oh,
from Belarus.
Belarus, that's right.
Yes,
Okay. I knew it
yes.
was further over there, but I had forgotten the country. Thank you for reminding me. So,
Thank you.
and is this Luis?
Hello,
Hi, how are you? Where are you from?
I'm fine. I'm from Brazil.
Brazil. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. And then Matthew, how are you today?
Hi, I am great. How are you?
Very good. So Matthew, where are you from?
I'm from Chicago City.
You're from Chicago?
Yeah, what about you?
I'm from Idaho. So what is your native language?
Turkish?
Turkish. Okay. So are you,
Yep.
okay. Excellent. Thank you. But you're living in Chicago right now?
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Awesome. All right. And is it Sergey? Sergey?
Hello, Holly.
Hi, how are you? And you're from Russia, correct?
Right. You're a good memory.
Awesome. Okay. I I try to. I try to have a good memory. I don't always get it right though. So, um, awesome. Hello, Anna Carolina. How are you today?
Hi, Holly. So far, so good. Thank you for asking. And you?
Excellent. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. And hi, Siri One. How are you today? Siri One.
Yes.
Hello. How are you today?
Hi.
How are you today? How are you? Siri One. Okay. All right. And then we have is it Layer? Larry?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, lady,
Yeah.
lady.
Larry. Okay. And where are you from, Larry?
From Spain. I'm
Spain.
from Spain.
Awesome. Okay. It's from Spain. Okay. All right. And so let's go ahead and get started. So today's topic is on we start out talking about exams, but we're going to go on and talk about what you should and should do and what you and would. So those are the basic topics. First of all, let's start with this first warm-up question. What was the last test or examination you took, and did you do well? Anna Carolina, how about you? What was the last test or examination you took, and did you do well? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Loud
Yes.
and clear.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
good. Okay. I, I was having a couple weeks ago. I was having connection problems, so I thought, oh no, okay, let's start. So it looks like Anna Carolina is having connection problems. So Anna, how about you? What was the last test or examination you took, and did you do well?
Well, I think it was in the middle of the June 2013 when I passed my test in English. It was the last year I was in the languages school. Yes.
Okay. And was it like a Cambridge exam, or was it just a test from the language school?
No, sorry. It was B1. B1 is which I name the intermediate exam in English.
Okay. So what? So you basically you passed basically a level test, and you went on to B1.
Yes.
And so yeah, and that's great. B1 is exactly what I would have put you at too. So that's great. So
yes.
So what the exam was about? What's the name of the exam?
It was what it was. It was the Common European Framework. It's basically SEFR. It's not really an exam. It's basically a level test, and where they check your level and see what level you are.
But I think there could be some mistakes, no?
Sorry, teacher. We have different kind of exams. I remember A1, A2, B1. Then there are other levels, but I didn't continue studying in languages school, and I don't remember. But A1, A2, B1 is yes, B2, C1, C2.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So and basically most of the students on Verbling are between an A2 and a B2. That's what most of the students on Verbling are. This is just basically what it is a level test. And Matthew, why would you say there's some type of mistake?
Well, I think there are two leading tests in the world, like TOEFL and IELTS. I think they're the most popular. And what I didn't take them, but I studied for them, and they're kind of fair test. What I mean, if you take the test and you have a score, that's the level that you know English. But other exams, like English school exams, they are more like not kind of professional. I mean, there's some kind of mistakes there. So basically, if they told you that you are like intermediate level,
well,
you should recheck that with TOEFL.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're basically questioning the credibility of the test, and so what happened in Europe back in the early 2000s was they came up with what is called the CEFR, which is a Common European Framework of Reference, so that all language schools could put on a level test, and they're following the same. Actually following the same. Basically, they're called can-do statements. They have can-do statements, and so it used to be back in the past that like an intermediate level in Turkey was not the same as an intermediate level in Finland, for example. But now, because of the CEFR, they are much closer. So now the test that you're talking about, we've got there's a lot more than just the IELTS and the TOEFL. There's IELTS, there's the TOEFL, there's the TOEIC.
Well, TOEIC I think is for customer service.
No, well, TOEIC is actually for business, and then but there's all kinds of different ones. There's also the FCE, and which is a Cambridge exam, and then, so there's a lot of different exams that are there. And what they do, what you can do with the exams, Matthew, is you can take a score of the TOEFL score, for example, which is widely recognized by university, or the IELTS, which is widely recognized by universities. These two, which is the ones you are familiar with, and you can actually compare the scores with all the other exams, because there are countless different types of language exams around the world. But these are the two that are most widely known. However, I would say that some of the others have a lot of credibility, especially the FCE, which is the Cambridge exams. But basically she did. It was just a language school exam, but because of the CEFR, she is, she would be an intermediate. If she took the IELTS or the TOEFL or the FCE, she would actually probably come out as an intermediate as well. They're pretty well aligned within the EU now. Now, other parts of the world, not necessarily. So, but anyway. This is all about language tests. So there are other types of tests that people have taken. Alexander, how about you? What was the last test or examination you took, and did you do well?
Actually, it has happened today. And I was taking an exam at the in the university, or at the
university.
At the university, yes. I was thinking about, and unfortunately I failed it because I didn't prepare enough time to this exam. And in 3 days I will retake. Retake. Yeah.
In a few days you will retake the test. What was?
Yeah, I will retake this test.
What was the subject?
It was automatization of industry.
Oh, so it was a business class or a?
It is an engineering.
Okay, because that sounded much more difficult than I could imagine. Engineering. Okay. Engineering exam. Yeah. All right. And Jean Carlos, how about you? What was the last test or examination you took, and did you do well?
Yeah, I took a test 3 weeks ago, and it was about English. It was an English exam, and fortunately I passed it. Not so well because the listening part was a little bit complicated. I'm taking the FCE preparation for the certification. I'm in Advanced 3. I think there are 7 levels, 6 or 7 levels more.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah. So did you you took an FCE exam then?
Well, yes, a previous exam in order to take the first certification exam. Yeah, I'm in Advanced 3.
Okay.
So I need to finish four more levels to get the final exam.
Okay, awesome. All right. So, Leire, how about you? What was the last exam that you took, and did you do well?
In my case, I think that the last exam I took was the last year in my final exam of my degree at the university.
Okay.
I think that I did well because I passed and I have now my degree. So.
Okay, it's university final exam. Okay, awesome. And what was this? What did you study?
Business and administration.
Okay, awesome. Well, good. And were you able to get a job after you graduated?
Yeah, and tomorrow I begin with a new job. So. I'm
awesome.
Excited. Yeah.
Yeah, that is very exciting.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, and Luis, how about you? What was the last test or examination you took? Did you do well?
Well, I did a national exam to entrance in Brazil to go to the university.
Ah.
So I have already graduation, but I did again. I am doing again. So
okay.
This was the last one.
Okay. Yeah, in the States, we have a different. I don't know if you guys have heard of, for example, the GRE or the LSAT or the SAT or the there's another one, the one that I took and I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, those we take national exams as well, but they're all like this. And you guys in other countries can take these same exams if you want to enter university in the U.S. So, Matthew, what was the last exam that you test or examination you took, and did you do well?
Well, on the top of my head, I cannot remember that I've taken any exams recently. So I am not in the sorry, I forgot the idiom. What's the idiom for that? I'm not in the. Okay, so I don't know anything about that.
Okay, so you haven't taken any exams lately. So you said though that you took the IELTS exam. How did you do?
No, I didn't take.
Oh, you haven't.
I prepared like for them. Well, I've taken like some kind of computer. Like they are not. But computer just prepare to like sample exams. Yeah.
Got it.
And what I understand that there are really good exams like IELTS, TOEFL. They really test your ability to speak, to understand in English, and these kind of things. That's why I think they are fair exams, and they show like your real level of English.
They can. I took the course to be an IELTS examiner, and it was very, very good and very comprehensive. So I would agree with you there. But I think that there's more tests than those two. But yeah, so you haven't taken a test in a long time. So yeah, that's like me. I have not taken one in years. So, Natasha, how about you? What was the last test or examination you took? Did you do well?
Okay, it was maybe 4 years ago. I passed the level test about public health and hygiene, and I did it well. After that, I get a PhD, and so I could increase my profession's level.
Okay, so it was a public health exam?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. And I typed it in wrong. Public health exam. Okay, all right. And Sergey, how about you? Is there an exam that you have taken recently, and did you do well?
Yes, actually, my last exam was a few days ago, and we called it state university final exam as well, like another person said before. And yes, I can say it was great. It was great.
Oh, excellent.
We prepared a lot of I don't know the English word when you prepared in small pieces of paper some answer for the questions. How it's called?
That's called a crib sheet.
Yeah, crib sheet. Yes.
Yeah.
I had a lot of crib sheet. It was not problem to pass exam.
And it was also probably what we call in English. Excuse me. I needed to cough real quick. We call it an open book exam. So if they allow you to bring notes and stuff like that, it's called an open book exam. Awesome. So one thing about university exams, some universities will test you on everything that you studied through the years, and that is actually called a comprehensive exam. And there are some, like for example, PhD and master's programs that will test people with a comprehensive exam. Was that what you had, or was there just final exams for each of the course?
You ask me?
Survey. Yeah.
No, it was really fun exam, not comprehensive, of course. It's
okay.
Just
awesome.
Just for fun.
Okay, that's great. That's always better. And what did you graduate in? What degree did you get?
My specialty is IT, technology.
Okay, technology, awesome. All right, and thank you. And Siriwan.
Yes.
How about you? What was the last test or examination you took, and did you do well?
Yes, I just had a TOEIC test last week, and because I want to apply for a job, and they required at least 650 points, and I can get a higher score of the standard that they request, so I can apply that job.
Okay. And so you can apply for the job. Was your test high enough? Was your score high enough?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. All right. And what kind of job are you hoping to get, Siriwan?
As I apply for cabin crew positions.
Okay. All right.
For what?
You said carbon code.
Yeah.
Carbon code position is what she said.
Like a flight attendant.
It's for engineering, right?
What?
It's an engineering position, isn't it, Siriwan?
It's like a flight attendant position.
You said flight attendant. Okay, I thought you said carbon codes, so I thought it was an engineering job. Okay, flight attendant. Okay.
You know,
that's completely different.
We have here like a teacher. He used to have, and I think he has lots of TOEIC classes, and he told me like that's the TOEIC is like customer service test, and it's usually in Asia countries, and for example, if you want to apply in an English-speaking company, they require this test. So in order to see if you would be polite with customers, if you can say sorry, I'm sorry, I apologize, things like that. If you can settle a difficult situation. The teacher told me.
Yeah, it isn't. I think it's a customer service focus, but I know when I was teaching in Asia that a lot of Asian students, regardless of their job, had to have a certain level of their TOEIC in order to get like a promotion or to get a raise or something like that. So they had to keep their TOEIC score up. Yeah. So yeah.
So how many points did you take?
It is business focused.
How many points did you take?
Siriwan?
Yeah, Siriwan.
What?
What's the score? What score did you have?
My score?
Yeah. What was your score?
I'm not sure about the question.
Okay. You're not sure.
You failed the test.
So let's go on. Let's go ahead and read this conversation and fill in the blanks with a word from the box. So we have revising, nightmares, exam, and point. So Alexander, could you read the first? We'll just go ahead and have each person read one line. So Alexander, could you read Bill?
All right. So Melissa, how did the history exam go?
And Anna, could you read the next one?
Yes, it was dreadful. I was so exhausted that I could hardly think straight.
And Giancarlo, sorry.
Why on earth were you so tired?
Okay, and then Larry.
I think I have been too hard. Last night I stayed up until 2 in the morning.
Okay, so any idea what number 2 would be? Anyone in the class?
Revising.
Want to help her? So yeah, revising. Now, revise an exam is British English, and in American English we would say to study for an exam. So, all right, and Luis, can you do the next line?
Okay, 2 a.m. You should have gone to bed much earlier. There is no point studying like that. I would have had an early night.
Okay, and then Matthew?
I know.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And then Natasha.
What's your next exam?
And Sergey.
It's German oral tomorrow. I'm already having. Can I read?
Sergey?
I'm already having nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'll be able to sleep at all tonight.
Yes, I don't think I'll be able to sleep at all tonight. Very good. Okay, so are there any words or phrases in here that you guys do not know? Or is this totally fine?
Point study.
What was it?
The third one.
There's no point in studying. Okay. There's no point studying. So basically, is what the person is saying is that you waste, because you stayed up so late, you wasted your time. Is what he was saying. So when you say there's no point in doing something, it means that why work so hard if you can't continue, if you're not going to get the result that you want. All right, what's that noise? Okay.
I got it. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Is there any other words or phrases? All right. Right. So yeah, and the one big one is revising. In American English, for those of you who have studied American English, this word is not used in American English. We only use basically study or prepare for exam. So, okay, now let's read the language box and let's write the sentences using should. So, you should have gone to bed earlier. You shouldn't have stayed up so late. So basically, should have. So so let's start with number 1. Siri 1. Jenny forgot her mother's birthday. What should she have done?
She should go to buy some presents for her mother.
Okay, so she should.
She should go.
She should buy some presents.
Yes.
For her mother. Okay. Yeah, and also because she forgot her mother's birthday, is there something else that she should do? So Sergey, can you think of something else that she should do? Sergey, can you think of something else?
She shouldn't forget about her mother's birthday.
Okay, she shouldn't have forgotten her mother's birthday.
Have forgotten, yes.
Okay. Yeah, shouldn't have forgotten her mother's birthday. Okay, and does anybody else have an idea of another sentence you could use?
Yes, I think.
So, sorry, one. Yep.
Okay, I think she should make a list on her phone about her mother birthday.
Okay, she should make a list on her phone. And let's can I change this a little bit? What I would say is she should make, instead of a list, she should make a reminder.
Yes.
On her phone. For her mother, for birthdays. You know, maybe her father's birthday too, for birthdays. So instead of make a list, okay. And anybody else have another idea of what she should or should not do?
Yes.
Anna?
Jenny? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. I make other sentence, but more or less like the first sentence. You should have remembered it earlier and gave her a present.
Okay. So she should have remembered
it earlier and gave her a present.
And given her a present. Okay. Given her a present. Okay. And Giancarlo, can you think of it? You said you had another sentence.
No, I was going to mention the same one. She should have remembered. Yeah.
She should have remembered it early and given her a present. And the one I was thinking of is she should apologize to her mother. Is the one I was thinking. So apologize. I don't know. My mother would accept that, but in my family we're not big gift givers anyway. So, all right. So number 2, Natasha, can you do that one?
Yes. I'm sorry. Charlie fell asleep on the train and missed his stop. Charlie shouldn't have slept on the train, and so he couldn't miss his stop.
Okay, so Charlie shouldn't have slept on the plane and missed on the train and missed his stop. And it's Monday. Missed his stop. Okay, yeah. So Charlie shouldn't have slept on the train and missed his stop. Does anybody else have an idea of what Charlie could have done?
I'm sorry, I heard the question.
Yes.
Shouldn't I say in that case, instead of have has?
Charlie shouldn't has slept?
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's have. He, she, it. Well, he, she, it has. Charlie. Yeah, it's because of the present perfect. It would be have here. Charlie shouldn't have slept. It would never be has with should has. Should has is not possible in English. So it's I guess it's probably one of the biggest exceptions of he, she, it has. So good question, Matthew. So, all right. Anyone else have an idea on what Charlie should or shouldn't have done?
Yes. For example, the first part of the sentences is the same up to the train. Then, for example, I am not sure. And he wouldn't have missed his stop.
Slept on the train. And he wouldn't have missed his stop. Perfect.
Yes.
Wouldn't have missed his stop. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. That's good. That's a good one. Excellent. And now, since I'm a person who sleeps on trains and planes and stuff like that, I would have said he should set an alarm to wake himself up. He should have. She should have set an alarm to wake himself up. when he gets to his stop. So that's my opinion. So okay, now let's go to the next one. And Matthew, can you do number 3?
Anna overslept. She was late to work. She should have set an alarm. Yeah. She shouldn't have overslept. She should have wake up at the right time.
Okay, so she shouldn't have overslept. She shouldn't have overslept. Oops, I can't even say this right. Okay, I can't type. She should have woken up at the right time. Perfect. Okay. All right, does anybody else have a suggestion for Anna?
Yes, she should set an alarm to wake herself up.
Okay, yeah, okay. So she should have set an alarm to wake herself up. And I did that sentence previously unwittingly. Wake herself up. Okay, she should have set an alarm to wake herself up. Or the other one, which is also my problem, a reason I would oversleep.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have pressed. She shouldn't have pressed snooze on her alarm so many times. I don't know if anybody else have that problem. Or is it just me? Okay. All right. And Luis, could you do number 4?
Well, Henry ate raw oysters. He was very ill that evening. Henry shouldn't eat raw oysters.
Okay, so Henry shouldn't have eaten raw oysters. Okay.
Eaten raw oysters.
Raw oysters. Okay, perfect. Okay, and is there any other suggestions for Henry? Anybody? I think that's basically the best one. So, okay. So for the next one, Larry. What suggestion do you have for Natalie here?
Natalie pulled a muscle when running yesterday.
Okay, now this word right here, with you have an SCL together, the C is silent, so we would say muscle.
Muscle, okay.
Yeah.
So Natalie shouldn't have gone to run yesterday.
Okay, Natalie shouldn't have gone running yesterday. Okay, that's one suggestion. Does anybody else have another one for her?
Sorry, teacher, I have another idea.
Okay.
You should have warmed up your muscles before the running.
Yeah, so she should have warmed up before she started running. Perfect. That was my idea as well, because sometimes that's the reason I think a lot of people pull muscles, but not the only reason. But all right, okay. So let's go on to language work number 2. On this one it's would have. So we had should have. Now we have would have. So I would have gone to bed earlier. I wouldn't have stayed up so late. So this one is basically telling someone what they should or should not have done. Would have is saying, in this respect, we are talking about ourselves. We're not talking about he or she. A little bit we are, but it's usually I would have. I wouldn't have. And again, the same issue. Somebody asked about has or I have is like that. But say, for example, if we talk about he or she, You cannot say he would has. Oh, it's always would have. So, okay, so number one, Giancarlo, can you try that one?
Yes, Andy got angry with his girlfriend because she forgot his birthday. Angry, I mean Andy wouldn't have gotten angry with his girlfriend because she forgot his birthday.
Okay, how about this? Let me check something real quick. Bear with me a moment. It's something like where we can go. Okay. Andy got angry with his girlfriend because she forgot his birthday. Andy wouldn't have gotten. You can say Andy wouldn't. Oh, bear with me. Wouldn't have gotten angry, or in British English, wouldn't have got angry. Angry with his girlfriend if she had remembered his birthday. Do you see? Andy wouldn't have gotten angry with his girlfriend if she had remembered his birthday. Can anybody think of anything else?
Sorry, teacher, I have a question. In this case, can I use the third conditional?
The third conditional would be, let's see, I will, would not, would. Okay, go with it.
Yes, sorry. If she hadn't forgotten his birthday, Andy wouldn't have been angry.
Yes, you can use that. You can definitely use the third conditional in that respect.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if
she hadn't.
Yeah. And so if she, say, we'll say if she had
forgotten his birthday, Andy wouldn't have been angry.
Wouldn't have got angry. Perfect. Wouldn't have got angry. Now, one thing about have got is British English. In American English, we will say have gotten. And it is one big difference between American English and British English. Very rarely will we, as Americans, accept have got, and vice versa. The British do not like have gotten. So.
Okay, thank you. Both things are correct. Okay.
Both of them are right. You. Yeah. All right. Let's go to number 2. Anna, can you try this one?
Yes, I continue with third conditional.
Okay.
When Colin was using an ATM, it gave her $100 extra by mistake. She kept the money. If she hadn't kept the money, she wouldn't have had any problem with the police.
Okay. She hadn't kept the money. She wouldn't
have
had any problems with the police. That's good. Any problems with?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, does anybody else have any ideas for this one? Because there's a lot of different choices on these. Anyone have any idea for Colleen? So, does everybody agree with Anna that that's the best? I'm taking the silence meaning. Go ahead, Holly. so let's go on with Alexander. Tom found a cell phone on the street. He used it to call a friend overseas.
Tom found a cell phone on the street. He used it to call a friend overseas. So, Tom. Tom wouldn't had found no, Tom wouldn't have found a cell phone on the street if he.
How about this one? Let's try the other one. Tom wouldn't have called.
Yes, Tom wouldn't have called to his friend overseas if he hadn't found a cell phone on the street.
Perfect. If he hadn't found a cell phone in the street, or in American English. This is another difference between American English and British English. We will say on the street. So both of them are correct. In the street is British, on the street is American. So of course it depends on which English you're testing for, or which English you're studying. So number 4, Siri won. Can you try this one?
Yes. Jamie found his sister diary. He leaves some page without telling her. If Jamie hadn't found his sister diary, he wouldn't have secreted to his sister.
So he wouldn't have, say that again?
Wouldn't have secreted.
Okay. He wouldn't have about this. He wouldn't have learned about his sister's secrets.
But he wouldn't have learned. Oh, okay.
So, because secret is not a verb, so you can't say secreted.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Sergey, can you try this one?
I thought you missed me.
Who?
You.
No, I didn't miss you. I'd asked you the second question, so.
Okay.
But I got you again. Got to you again. So.
Jackie won $500. She gambled it away in a game of poker.
Okay.
It's a phrasal verb. Gambled away. Yes. Or not?
Excuse me.
Is it idiom or sorry, phrasal verb?
I gambled it away. I gambled it away. Could be a verb. And, yeah, gambling away means she lost it, to lose money.
Okay. Lost.
Yeah.
Jackie. Jackie would not have gambled money away if she had not won it.
No, if she hadn't won the money, and that's very true for most people in casinos. So, very good, Sergey. Yeah. All right. So let's write 2 things you did which you should not have done. So let's actually have one person say. So, Sergey, why don't you say one thing that you should not have done, and then somebody else can respond and say what you should have done. So, for example, I'm on a diet, but I had a hamburger yesterday. So, Holly, you shouldn't have eaten that hamburger. So, Sergey, could you say one thing that you should not have done?
Okay. It's evening. It's evening in my place. It's my brain is not work fast.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No idea.
Okay, no, yeah. I just realized, I just looked at the clock. Let's go on to this discussion anyway. Let's, Anna Carolina, I'm sorry that you missed part of the class. I hope you were able to watch. So we'll let you talk first. Do you do well in exams and tests?
Well, when I can keep my emotions in check, I do well. Because sometimes the anxiety can make me fail.
So you have test anxiety?
Test anxiety? No, teacher. Once I was well prepared, and I was so anxious that I goofed when I had to pass the answers from the test to a card because I was really nervous.
Okay. All right. So Sergey.
But most of the time I do well. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Sergey, how about you? Do you do well in exams and tests?
50-50. Yeah, sometimes it's well, sometimes not.
Okay. Sometimes well, sometimes not. Just depends on the test, right? All right. And the weather, really?
Yes.
Okay. So Louise, what's the worst exam or test you have ever taken?
Hello.
Hi.
I think it was the PMI test, Project Management Institute, because I studied so hard and I failed.
So is it, because I've actually thought about taking classes and taking the PMI test. So is it it is a very difficult test?
I think what happened to me was a lack of the experience. I felt that to be successful in this test, you must work inside the rules of PMI. I think.
Got it. Okay, so if you haven't had that experience, it might be more difficult. Okay, because I've looked into that. Actually looked into that test because I think I'd like to do training on that. So, Matthew, do you think exams are a good way to measure ability?
Sure, they are. I think they are the best way to measure ability, like to see. I mean, in math. So when you have lots of people and you have limited time, and you should have some results. So basically, that's the best thing. What you can do, you can give them a standardized test, and you can see like how many people know and how many people don't know the information.
Okay. Okay. I have a personal. My opinion on this one is I don't think it's a good way to measure ability, and that's the reason for that is because I'm a really bad test taker. So I think it's a very bad way.
So what's the best?
I think it has to do when you have to look at results of. For example, I don't think it's a good measure of ability. For example, with at work, okay, you can take an English exam and you can pass it, but can you speak to your clients on the phone in a credible way?
What do you mean credible way?
For example, so say for example you can read and write English really well, but if you can't speak it, how is that really a good measure? That's one of the reasons that IELTS is such a good one, because they measure they measure the speaking so well.
Yep.
But for example, I had a student one time years ago who told me, Holly, I want to raise my level from a B1 to a B2. And I said, okay, we can work on that. However, what is more important, raising your level of English or being able to be competent and confident on the phone with your clients? You know, and personally, I don't think tests measure the ability to actually produce. But that's my opinion. So that's totally my opinion. But I'm not.
You can prepare a speaking test, like speaking test. Basically, you can ask something, and you can kind of dialogue.
But not everybody does well on tests. They have test anxiety and they don't do well. But if they're actually in the situation, they can do really well.
Not everybody is Bill Gates, so.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, but I think there's good tests are good, but also I personally I'm not really keen on tests as much. So, yeah, thank you, Anna. So, Louis, okay, Natasha, thank you. What kinds of English exams have you taken? Do you plan to take any in the future?
Okay, I have had English exam only after English courses, so I have final exam, I suppose. But in my future, I am planning to pass English exam like a TOEFL, because I want to increase my knowledge in epidemiology by studying in American university.
Wow. Okay. So you want to study epidemiology? Do you want to study linguistics?
Sorry.
What is it you want to study in the university?
I want to study epidemiology.
And what is that?
It's a science about infection and uninfection diseases.
Okay.
And influence on the people and protect population from these diseases.
Okay, diseases. I for some reason I was thinking it was a different word, and then I realized, wait a minute, you're in the medical field, so so I was like, oh no. So let's go to the next question. Alexander, what advice do you have for someone taking an exam?
So I think the first and most of the important is to be confident, because it's all up. I'm sorry. It all depends on your confidence, how you're prepared, how you're confident in yourself. And if you're pretty confident, you will pass the exam. And I would recommend everyone to be confident, to have no worries.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Alexander, and everyone. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope you learned some new words and practice should have and would have just a little bit. And I'll see you all hopefully in another class sometime. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.